First and foremost, Dan, we're in Manchester. It's Eubank Junior Smith.
Yeah.
Just talk us through this card. What do you know about it? You're big friends with Liam Smith.
Yeah, good friends with Liam. Listen, it's a fantastic main event, and listen, obviously a fight like this, which is on box office, it's for the main event. But I like the undercard. I don't. It's not the biggest undercard, but I think on a show like that, you just need 2 or 3 good, solid fights on the undercard, and I believe that this card has got that. A lot of people say a bit trader, but people who know boxing, I can't wait for Erik versus Chris Congo. That's a belter. Obviously, we've got Joseph Parker, Jack Massa, which is it's a real odd one, but it should be entertaining. And there's other good fights on there. Obviously, Riakpo is in a real test. So I think you've got your 3 solid fights there, plus the main event. Listen, there's other lads like Fraser Clark on the card as well, and a few others who have not mentioned, but. No, it's a great little card.
The bit of history between Eubank Junior and Smith. Obviously, you spent a lot of time in the gym with Joe and Liam. Eubank came in to spar with him. You were there. What happened?
Do you know what? Junior was down for a few weeks, and listen, I think both lads will say sparring and stuff like that. And I'll be honest, it was very entertaining, and it was very much where, listen, neither fighter dominated. But it was one of them where it sounds a bit cheesy, but you would have paid good money to watch it. Very entertaining, great clash of styles. Obviously, the infamous body shot or something like that, what's been mentioned. But no, it was there. And Junior says he doesn't remember it or all like that. And he did definitely felt a body shot. And he said, listen, Junior didn't go over or anything, but he certainly felt it, and it was clear he'd felt a body shot. But then also, I'll give him his credit as well. The next round, remember right, he comes storming back. So obviously won. Even back then, the condition he was in, the heart and stuff like that. But yeah, no, Liam had success for sure, and they both had success. You would just say he got over the time they was down. I thought that. Again, it's sparring, but Liam would say have got the better of the sparring.
Liam last out in Liverpool, a bit of a damp squib in the end. The guy that he thought was a bit of a waste of time, really. Eubank's not fought in over a year, it's coming up to a year, hasn't it? Liam Williams. Where do you think they're both at?
I think that like you say, obviously Liam. In the last 12 months, obviously, he had the local derby. Well, it's been more than 12 months now, hasn't it? It started with Fowler. Then he had the good win over in Madison Square Garden, was there against Jesse Vargas. And yeah, last time out was a frustrating night, that, because it was a nice homecoming, but the opponent, who was talented as well, which makes it really even stranger. He had success and sparred, and he basically done what he'd done in sparring and spewed it. Junior coming off a fantastic win against Liam Williams. And that night, and that's what I was going to get back to with the sparring, there's no denying that Eubank Jr. has improved since that spar, no denying. But I think that night against Williams, I think it surprised a lot of people just how comfortable he was at times. I know he put him over 4 times. I mean, some people say Williams, and which he did, he won a good few rounds in between that, and maybe whether Junior should have got him out there, but it was all in all, it was a good performance. It was a good performance, and shown for the first time. His back foot, boxing on the back foot, his ability had certainly improved under Roy Jones Jr. that night. But yeah, it's obviously through no fault of his own, the mega fight that was meant to happen late last year with Conor Benn. He's obviously been inactive, so how that suits him, because Liam, I'm not so sure.
Liam stepped up to middleweight for this fight. You've obviously seen him go through the weights. He's done welter and super welter. How do you think he'll fare going up a weight?
I believe that this will be good for Liam. I fought it for a long time. Listen, Liam's my mate, and people see Liam's upper body. He doesn't look that big, but I don't know if it's all the football he plays. He's got the legs of a light heavyweight. His legs are absolutely huge. And I believe for a bit, mate, and I'd say it like as a mate, like I believe even the last three fights, it's probably took a little bit out of him getting to the weight, whereas I believe he'll be fresher with this extra 6 pounds. I believe it'll give him that revitalised, sort of fresher, sort of more. I think it'll help his engine for sure, which will be massively important in this fight.
And he's 34 now, and I think Eubank probably a similar age, but Eubank sort of...
A year between him or something like that.
Yeah. People sort of keep touting this word retirement. Where do you think Liam's at with that?
I think sort of Liam will say is, Liam's got a fantastic style. As Junior, they're very rarely in bad fights. But I do believe it's must win for both of these lads if they've both got ambitions to be world champion. Again, well, Liam again, obviously junior, is one a version of, but both want to be world champions again. And I believe it's massively important for both of them. Must win. I can't say massive, but must win if either one of them is going to become world champion.
Roy Jones is sort of suggesting he's back in the frame now, and he's suggesting that Eubank's going to go on for that. What does Joe think? Joe McNally think about Liam's chances of a world title and where next? Joe
and Deck, they're a great partnership, them two, and I believe that they're very confident, and rightfully so. They believe in their man. I think he's had a fantastic camp. And yeah, it's a fight that Liam's always fancied, and they're going into it never underestimating Eubank Jr. because you never would. But they're also they're prepared. They've had a great camp, prepared, ticked every box, and they're going there Saturday night confident.
Before we move on and get your prediction and talk about Man United, your mate Callum Smith, Liam's brother, what's the latest with him? When's he out?
Callum is. I know he's going to have some fight news very soon. I'm not sure on the date yet. It's nailed down. Obviously, I'll leave that's to him and for him to announce and stuff like that. But we're going to see him out early this year. I'm hearing, and hopefully we'll get to see him back home here.
Anfield
might be a bit too soon for the next one, but certainly local. And what's it called? Callum's in a great position where he's mandatory for and he'll have a keen eye on the Beterbiev Yard fight, and he's in line, isn't he, to fight the winner. So, but it's important that he stays busy in between, and Callum's in a great place.
And before we move on to a bit of football chat, can I get your prediction, Eubank Junior Smith?
Unsurprisingly, I'm going to be back in good mate Liam, but I do believe it. Listen, I'm not going to say it's a tough fight, and it's a real 50-50 where you could make a great case for either lad. I just believe Liam's the better boxer IQ of Liam, and when they are up close, Liam's punch selection will be the difference. But it's a fantastic fight.
Right, moving on. Yeah. Something a bit more casual. Football. Yes. You're a big United fan, season ticket holder. United Palace last night, or
break my heart. I knew the moment Casemiro had that moment of madness, who by the way has been unbelievable lately. I knew something was going to go wrong, and listen, unbelievable free kick. Dave, who saved it, he'd been unbelievable all game, so we certainly can't back the game. They're unstoppable then. They're unstoppable, so massively frustrating, especially going into, but it's a huge game Sunday. Listen, we beat Arsenal last time without Casemiro, so hopefully we can do the same.
United in a title race, what are your thoughts?
Absolutely, mate, you've got to say, it's and it's been a while. I'm genuine, and listen, a win last night would have made that a lot more reality. But listen, people will also argue as well that the slight chances we had as that gone last night, and that's probably fair. But no, I think after weekend we'll be a lot clearer on that. There's still a good few games to go, isn't there?
City have been on a bit of a blip. Do you think they're still going to be in there?
Mate, absolutely. Listen, I think you still give them a great chance in catching Arsenal because of the team, the squad that they've got. But there's no denying they've not been firing the last month, and I think what will be interesting is they can't really afford to drop too many more points, especially if Arsenal carry on this form that they're in. I think if Arsenal beat us on Sunday and City drop more points, it's more or less Arsenal's league to lose.
Who would you rather win the league, City or Arsenal?
Arsenal.
Why?
I'm fed up for that blue side. It kills me. It's been a horrible few years, more than a few years. When you're a Manchester United fan and you're rooting for Manchester City from Christmas so Liverpool don't win the league, it's been a horrendous time lately. So, City, as a big Manchester United fan, rather City than Liverpool, but then you'd probably rather anyone else after Liverpool before City.
Finally, Anne, where are United going to finish this season, and what are your ambitions for the club in trophies and so on going forward under Ten Hag?
I genuinely believe we've got the right man. Managing the team, really like some of the changes made, what he's implementing on the squad, how he's disciplining them. And I think top four was always the aim at the start. I still believe that. I think we'll get that. Maybe some silverware as well, which will be nice. And going forward, like I say, in the next season, And at the minute we're in the title race now, but want that to continue now from here on inwards.